Benoit, and I'm here with Christina from Curls and Confidence. Thank you so much for having me. I am the Canadian distributor for Design Essentials. So we're going to be doing a Q&A today. I'm so excited. I'm going to give you guys a little bit more information about myself, about the brand, and we're going to get to chat a little bit.
So let me know, how long have you been with Design Essential?
So I've been with Design Essentials for 3 years, 2 years as a sales rep for the company, and almost coming up to 1 year as an independent distributor.
Now, there are so many amazing, great brands, and we know that Design Essential has been in the game for over 25 years. Their products are absolutely phenomenal, and they have a full range of it. So what is it about Design Essential that makes you love them and want to be part of their team?
There's so much about the brand that I love. Like you said, they've been around for over 25 years. They are major players in the game. And what a lot of people don't know is that we are focused on two things. We're focused on the stylist. So we have an entire professional line that is geared towards stylists that you can only find in salons. On top of that, we have our natural line, our almond avocado line, and our coconut and Manoi line, which you can find in retail stores and with stylists. But the thing I love about them is that they are quality. They have their own lab where they formulate all of their products. They are now manufacturing their own products. They are amazing. I know a lot of the people there. I see them probably maybe once or twice a year, and everybody, it's like a family environment. It's so cool to finally be with a company that is focused on its employees, focused on professional products, and focused on the stylist.
So you are the head distributor for Design Essential for all of Canada, which is absolutely amazing. And Design Essential is a great company. So what has been your experience working for Design Essential?
Well, my experience with Design Essentials has been amazing. So from minute number one, they had their head office employees down here to provide amazing training for myself and for the educators that are here. They have no problem investing in their people, which is amazing. I've had the opportunity to go to the Bronner Brothers show and work the Design Essentials booth, which was the best experience. It was their 25th anniversary, and they came back to Bronner Brothers with a bang. The booth was amazing. It was huge. It was luxurious. I got so many people from Canada that came down that said that they were so impressed at what DE did that year. So that was the best opportunity. The Bronner Brothers show was amazing. Every year I go to their annual meeting in January, so that's in Atlanta, Georgia. It is just, it's the best experience to get to see the other people, because I'm here in Canada, but they're huge. There is so much going on in the States, so we're trying to bring that here. But it's just really amazing to get to meet up with the other distributors and just the people that work at head office. They're an amazing team. We do shows here in Toronto. So just last month we had a show. We had over 70 stylists that came out, and they're here for the education. Design Essentials is all about education. We want to educate our stylists so that they can provide the best products and the best product knowledge to their clientele. We do the Toronto Natural Hair Show. We do Canadian Naturalistas. We did the Major Fade Barber Battle. There's just so much happening in Toronto with Design Essentials right now, and I'm so happy that I'm able to be a part of it and to really be spearheading it.
All right, so even if we're not talking about the natural hair industry, but just in general about being your own boss, because that is what you do, that is what you embody. You work by yourself, you get a lot of work done on your own, and you have to stay motivated. So what is some of your top tips and tricks that you would like to share for people who are entrepreneurs and want to be successful?
Absolutely, that is a great question. So the first thing that I would say is hustle. So you have to have a lot of hustle in you. My top entrepreneurial motivator online, Gary Vaynerchuk. He talks a lot about hustle, and he talks a lot about business building. So if you haven't looked him up, look him up. I would say you have to be focused, you have to be dedicated, and you have to know what you want. You have to set goals, and those goals have to be measurable, and they have to be attainable, they have to be realistic, and just kind of keep going down the line, checking off the things that you've done, celebrate your small victories, and really just go for it. Like that's what it's about. At the end of the day, you can have a lot of talk, you can say I want to do this, I want to do that, but are you doing it? Are you actually doing it? Yes, no, maybe. You want to do it. You don't want to, because when you're your own boss, what people really want is freedom. right? Some people do it for the money, but a lot of people do it for freedom. You want to have the freedom to be able to go on vacation whenever you want. You want to have the freedom to be able to wake up whenever you want. You want to be on your own timeline. So that's pretty much it. Just be focused, set attainable goals, realistic goals, and go for it. Just do it. That's
Love
pretty much
it.
it.
So I think one thing that I think is really cool about you is that you are vegan. So for myself, I'm pescatarian, and definitely being a full-on vegan is something that would interest me. So how long have you been vegan, and what helps you commit to that type of lifestyle?
Okay, so I have been vegetarian for over 10 years, but then in the last 3 years I transitioned to being vegan. I initially did it for health reasons, and then eventually it transitioned over into the ethics of it. So I find that the ethical part of it is what helps me to be able to stay on the vegan lifestyle. And to be honest with you, it's not hard. A lot of people think it's super hard, but it's not. And especially in the day and age that we live in today, there's so many vegan options out there. When I first went vegan, the hardest thing about it was just finding things to eat outside. Like if you're cooking at home, totally fine. But when you go out to eat, you always have to ask, is there dairy in it? Is there butter? Is there eggs? Is there all these different things? Now I can tell you like that. I know pretty much what's in every single thing. I still will ask, but definitely over time you just become more experienced, and it's a great lifestyle. It's definitely a great lifestyle to live. And that's another thing. It is more of a lifestyle. So it's more of like, you know, like vegan is, you can eat plant-based, which is just eating, but there's also different aspects of it. So you're also using cruelty-free products. You're not wearing leather, you're not wearing fur. So it's just a lifestyle. So that's what kind of keeps me motivated with that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm totally into astrology, and I would love to know, what is your zodiac sign?
I am an Aries.
An Aries,
Hey.
fiery with a temper, but super passionate. I love it. Recently, this past weekend, we were at the Major Fade Barber Show.
We were. Shout out to Major Fade.
Shout
Hey.
out. So, what made you smile at his event?
What made me smile at his events? Okay, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, okay, first of all, how dare you ask this question? Okay, so if I'm gonna be completely honest, there was a lot of cutie patooties there. Like, I'm just being honest. So, you know, working in this industry, I definitely interact with a lot of ladies, okay? So I'm always in different salons. I'm always, you know, seeing the women in the salons, and I don't get that much of an opportunity to see all the hot boys in Toronto. So it was a great time to come out and not only promote Design Essentials, but also to see some of the low-cut Caesars with the deep waves.
So, I'm assuming this
Yeah.
means you are single.
I am single and ready to mingle.
Uh-oh. Boys, you better watch out. She is determined, she is passionate, she is vegan, and
So
she
funny.
has her hustle.
So, Christina, how long have you been natural for?
I've been natural for about 4 years. I was working at Sephora, and I had a client who would come in, and she's like, honestly, accepting your natural hair, stop perming your hair, it's one of the best things you're gonna do. She actually used to bring me samples herself. Although I'm giving her samples of makeup, she was giving me samples of hair products. So I had a great influencer, and yeah, I've been natural for about 4 years.
Cool, that's good to know. And let's talk a little bit about Curls and Confidence and being a boss, because I love boss chicks, and you're obviously a boss chick. So a little bit about how Curls and Confidence started, and a little bit about what it's like to be a boss.
Ooh, well, Curls and Confidence started, to be honest, about 3 years ago. I had the idea. I brought this crazy idea. I was like, what if there was a way for women to try hair products before they bought it? And really, I was thinking, what if there was this box and people could say, I want to try this, I want to try this, and I threw it in a box and I shipped it to them. And when I first brought it to my mentor, he actually told me, no one's going to want to work with you. There's no value for them. He just said, you're not ready. And I was still in university at the time, so I really took that time to have a stronger base in business, understand what I was getting myself into, and also focus, how would I be able to make this actually work? So I was super fortunate. Last year I was in university full-time, working 2 part-time jobs, and I met this client while I was at work, and she approached me because I had faux locks in. And she goes, "What do you use in your hair? I love it." And I said, "Oh, they're actually fake." And that whole conversation of just being natural started. And then she tells me about something called Summer Company, and it was a way for students to start up a business. And literally the rest is history after that. I had my Instagram going. I was probably already at 5K. I had my logo. I had my business plan. I just needed that extra push. And when she introduced me with this program, it just started. And that's really how the business got started. And I have been 100% Curls and Confidence, undivided attention towards them, or towards it, my little baby. And that's really how I've been doing. I mean, I'm very creative. I like the idea of taking something abstract, and sometimes I'm just that really creative person where I'll have like 20 million different business ideas, and I'm like, okay, which one do I work on first? So sometimes just the idea of taking a single idea, something I put down on pen and paper, and making it real, making it tangible, making it something I can monetize, but as well as provide value for people, for Canadian women specifically, it brings me so much pleasure. So in terms of being a boss, I mean, yeah, that's my role, but I kind of like to think of it more as like the creator. I create things, I make things come alive, I put passion, and Juliet is 100% right. When it comes to being your boss, your own boss, you have to be passionate, you have to want it, but you also have to have the hustle. You have to be able to get up every morning and say, okay, this is what needs to get done, and this is what's going to get done. You're going to plan. Time management is probably the biggest strength that you're going to need, and something you should be practicing and exercising daily. Definitely a struggle for me, but that's something I think really helps anybody when you really are trying to start your business or just get things done. Be really good at time management, managing your time, managing what's important to you, and also be able to invest yourself in different hobbies. I love to paint, I love to write. Just recently, me and Juliet just had a photo shoot while doing this because I noticed the sunlight was hitting her perfectly. And sometimes that's what it is about being a boss, is seeing what's working and saying, let me try that, let me make that better, let me do something that's totally different and totally foreign to me, but I enjoy it, so I'm going to keep doing it. So that's what it really means to me to be a boss, is that you're creative and you're fearless. You're not afraid to do something. It might make you look stupid, you might fail at it, but you're not afraid to try. So in a nutshell, that's what it is to be a boss. It's doing what you love and being fearless and going after it with no mercy.
That's awesome. Okay, so do you have any hobbies that you like to do? Like, what do you do in your free time when you're not Curls and Confidence mode?
When I'm not Curls and Confidence, I mean, that's who I am. Curls and Confidence and Christina Piazza are one in the same. At least right now. I don't have any employees. And it's not a bad thing. I like to paint. I love to think. I love to read. Lately, I probably went through 8 books in the past 3 weeks. Because it's just, there's so many new things to learn and do. I've really gotten into beads, as you can see. These are my new jade, and it's good because it helps you bring inner peace and calm your mind a bit, which I definitely need some of that. And this is amethyst, so this gives you a little bit of protection as well as some self-love and healing. It also helps you tap into your dreams. So I think in many ways spirituality has definitely gotten stronger in me as an entrepreneur. I've really had a stronger relationship with God, actually, once I started becoming an entrepreneur. I think because I was a little bit more alone than usual. When you're working somewhere or when you're in school, you're working with coworkers or you're with people. But once you're an entrepreneur, especially like me, where I'm home, you are almost by yourself like 99% of the time. And I think that helped me because I become a lot more self-aware. I also became pescatarian, so I'm not a vegan or a vegetarian like Juliet, but that is definitely the goal. So I've been really venturing into things like that lately, understanding God more. Cooking, I've always loved to cook, but being a pescatarian, you are a little more limited, and wanting to be vegan, so it's always learning new recipes, new things you can do, new substitutes, like instead of egg you use chia seed, or instead of honey you use agave nectar. So those really cool things where I'm like, oh, that seems practical, that seems doable, that's something I can get done. So really that's it. I love movies, I love shows, but I hardly watch TV. So I think right now too, I'm just in that phase of just getting better. I really try my best to get to the gym more. So if it's not the gym, if it's not reading, it's not God, then it's Curls and Confidence, and I'm okay with that, because as long as you stay focused, that's the goal, right?
Absolutely. That's awesome. Well, hopefully, like I said, thanks for having me, and I look forward to working with you in the future a lot more.
Well, thank you, Juliet. You are absolutely awesome. Me and Juliet connected back in September, and it has just been an amazing relationship, an amazing partnership. Thank you again. Thank you, Juliet, for doing this interview with me. I greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate all your support, and I hope to be doing more videos with you soon.
Thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it. You are an amazing person, Christina. You are very inspirational. You inspire me every day to do the best that I can at business, and just seeing your hustle as a fellow woman in this industry is very inspiring. So everybody, Curls and Confidence is where it's at. There is no one else. Get your Curls and Confidence boxes. Every month they have amazing products for you to test out at a reasonable price, and her customer service is amazing, so go for it, check them out, and hopefully I'll see you soon in another video. Thanks, guys.